Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Taps82 and today we are playing Rakdos Burn? This is a bit of a weird one. So the plan today is to do a very quick deck tech talking about what in Memory's name is going on here, and then to jump into a modern friendly league because I don't think this deck can win games. So as for the deck tech, this is a burn deck, kind of. You can see we've got Bump in the Night, Lava Spike, Lightning Bolt, Skull Crack, and Rift Bolt as our burn damage package. And then we've got Undercity Informer and Balustrade Spy to finish the game with Creeping Chill. This is a spell that when you mill it, when you put it from your library directly into your graveyard, you can exile it from your graveyard to deal 3 damage to your opponent and gain 3 life. So if you've got 4 Creeping Chills in your deck, Aspire and Informer is a 4 mana, 12 damage spell, which is a pretty good way to close out a game of burn. But that's not all we're doing. Because we are an Oops All Spells deck, there's no reason not to just play a Thassa's Oracle win condition. So Memory's Journey can shuffle back in Unearth using Jack-o'-lantern to produce green mana and let us unearth Thassa's Oracle for the win. But again, we're an Oops All Spells deck and we're in red, so there's no reason not to be playing Goblin Charbelcher, which is a 4 mana artifact that activates for 3 mana to reveal cards from the top of our library and until we reveal a land, and then deal that much damage to an opponent. It doubles up if the revealed land was a mountain, but that doesn't matter because we are not playing any lands. So this is 7 mana, neg your opponent for as much damage as there are cards in your deck. So we've got more rituals and Iron Crag Feet to support the Belcher plan. And then we've got some Rolling Vortex just to bring in support the burn package a little bit. So this deck is 3 decks in a trench coat. We are essentially trying to juke our opponents out until their deck is full of useless sideboard cards, and we're still going to be the less condensed deck, but maybe we can snag some wins. So let's jump into a modern friendly league and see how often we can have Bolt Me, Bolt You as a starting turn. Alright, hello everyone and welcome to our first game with Absolute Memory Rakdos Burn. We're going to mulligan this because this has 3 dead cards. I mean, this has both colors of mana. This has 3 burn spells. We're going to keep this. We're going to bottom the Unearth. So, because this deck is using Balustrade Spy, Creeping Chill as its win con, our main goal is not actually to kill our opponent all the way dead with burn, but to... I'm not going to bolt the opponent yet. I don't think there's any reason to bolt us, even though bolt us, bolt you is the thing I said in the intro. The goal is to get our opponent to 12. Ooh, it's Neoform. Okay. That's not terrifying at all. Alright, the fact that they milled Eldritch Evolution there is kind of terrifying. Only kind of. It's okay. So Urania the Song and Ending here tells us that they are on Neoform, not Neobrand, which means I'm not trying to hold up Skullcrack here. So I'm actually just going to do this and pass. Because probably they're grabbing something that isn't Neobrand. Okay, tap land is very, very good for us. Creeping Chill is not a good draw. So I'm going to hit the opponent for another couple. They're going to Veil of Summer. Interesting. Well, that's a bit of a shame. I am going to hold up the Skullcrack this time. So they're not at 12 yet, which is unfortunate. Alright, I will fire off the Skullcrack. Because they milled the Eldritch Evolution, we assume that they are looking for Allosaurus Rider. Um, okay, that doesn't win the game yet. So, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna just Creeping Chill the opponent. Okay, that's just a cycling card now. Doesn't stop the damage. Because Creeping Chill does not target. So they are at 10. We need them to take 1 more damage for this Undercity Informer to actually kill. If they crack that, that does it. Okay. So probably we die. There's the Allosaurus Rider. Allosaurus Rider, Exiling, Eldritch Evolution, and Neoform. Yep, so they have a handful of Neoform effects. Now they can pay for this pact, actually, which is interesting. Because they've gotten up to 4 lands. Really? Grabs Grizzlebrand. Okay. I mean, opponent, we're gonna show you what fear means. Never mind. Okay, that is legal. This is highly problematic. So, obviously, they have Consigned to Memory. Otherwise, they would not be casting Impact Negation there. They're not going to crack the Misty. Interesting. So, we just need another Spy effect. Yeah, Consigned to Memory. Replicate it. Oh, but they go up to 18. Well, no. Balustrade Spy actually does maybe win us the game. Them going up to 18 kind of sucks here, but because we have the Thoracle win con, in a really weird way with this deck, life totals just don't matter. Okay, that also works, actually. Believe it or not. I love MDFCs. As Saffron Olive would put it, MDFC. Yeah, they are, of course, going to draw in response. I do not blame them. Do they draw all of the cards? They do not draw all of the cards. I'm going to hold the Pinnacle Monk in hand. It's a world where this gets back like Skullcrown or something. Planar Genesis. Makes sense. So they're going to try and set up for another kill. Anything involving Xenagos is bad for us, which I'm sure they're playing. Yep. So for people who have seen my Neo Brand video, this is the deck you should be playing if you like that style. I think this is just genuinely the better deck. This happens to be a Simic version. I have seen banned versions. But yeah, like they're about to combo a second time here, presumably, despite having pacted twice and then gotten their Grizzlebrand killed. And Replicate, Repudiate? Really? Okay. Okay, yeah, that makes sense, actually. Nice. That's a spicy card. Okay, does this just play near lethal Allosaurus Rider pass? This might be. I get the feeling that our opponent is regretting exiling some of their Neoform effects. Blood-soaked Insight. I'm gonna cast Pinnacle Monk. Pinnacle Monk is gonna get back Elder Profane. Opponent, I am happy to jump with Pinnacle Monk. Okay, they do have another Veil of Summer, which sucks, but does not leave us dead unless this Planetary Genesis finds a land and then they also have a land for turn. It did not. Okay. This is such a weird game. Okay, that is 9. That is the threshold we're looking for if they don't have a counterspell, if they don't have 2 lands to kill us. There are so many conditionals here. Okay, that's probably death. Gold. Yep. They're playing snow-covered basics. I wonder why that is. GG. Alright. Huh. Yeah, this is a mildly terrifying deck. Do we roll with the burn plan? Is that just what we're doing? So Char Belcher can technically like do turn 2 wins, and the fastest the burn plan can win is turn 3, but the burn plan is way more consistent. So I think we try this. Maybe I should be Belcher juking here. I don't know. I think we try this, and if we get through it, then we Belcher juke next game. More or less, just for the hell of it. Okay, this hand doesn't have red mana, which is awful. So I think we are going to mulligan to 5 here. The lack of like consistent mana in this deck is a problem. It's a problem I run into a lot. This is not a competitively tuned deck. Our opponent's deck is. And what's hilarious about this deck actually is that it kind of wins against like competitive decks more often than it wins against the less competitive decks that I faced off against. Like I faced off in my first league with this deck against Green Stompy, Mono Green Stompy, and they just crushed me. It wasn't even a real battle. I think I keep this, and we are gonna do the. I mean, in this case, it's Bolt needs to spend with Bolt, but. This is essentially Bolt Me, Bolt You. We would really like to draw lands, and specifically, we would like to draw a black source. Mildred Disciple is fine. Wow. Ooh, nice. So I will say, like, we did see that they had a Nourishing Shoal in hand at the end of the game because they revealed the hand to us. I suspect that that is a one-of. I have seen it as a one-of in lists. I do not think they are playing the full 4. So I think life gain is going to be kind of like mostly just from a Grizzlebrand on field when playing against this opponent. And not so much like random Nourishing Shoals. Which is a thing that my build does. I'm playing 4 Nourishing Shoal because it's part of the Grizzlebrand combo. So I actually have an advantage against this deck because often they'll Neoform into Galta, Pact for Xenagos, try to kill me. I'll just like gain 7, and then they die to their own Pact trigger if they don't have an answer to it. So it's a weird like almost mirror, but it's a lot of fun to play. untapped land, and I think we just run out the Informer is our best turn 3 here. Drawing a ritual doesn't do it because it turns our black mana into red mana. There is actually a real question with this deck, I think, of running cycles for a snow-covered forest. Aw, well, that's a shame. Of running Metamorphose and more red than black lands. But I don't love it, to be honest. I might try it, though. I mean, this deck is... I probably should have bolted them there. Are you kidding me? Okay, this is, like, really not good. This is probably the worst draw in our deck. We have 8 cards that we just do not want to draw. Yep, Pyrogenesis is fine. I mean, this is just an impulse that is also green. Like, I almost never see this put a land into play from the opponent. Like, from this deck specifically. Which was a little jarring because I got it, I saw it played in a Commander game recently, and the opponent put a land into play, and I was like, really? Like, that's what you're doing with this card? Okay. Oop, yeah, so this is what I mean about Summoner's Pacting for Xenagos. We are just dead here. So, GG's opponent. I do love this deck. This is a fun deck. Yeah, so we're seeing here, like, the inconsistency of 3 decks in a trench coat, and this is kind of the reason that this is not a good deck. But hopefully we do get to win some matches. So, on to match 2. Alright, everyone, welcome to our second round with this deck. And even though we have a Creeping Chill in hand, I am actually going to keep this hand. I like this. Why am I being called Daddy? That's a little weird. Just a little. I'm not even a guy. That's the really funny part about this to me. Our opponent is obviously on Ruby Storm, so I'm kind of just hoping that they don't kill us here. Because they can turn 3 combo. That's... Okay, not wrong, not wrong. Not wrong. Not my favorite, but not wrong. Alright. Our opponent is being silly, and I don't necessarily like that. Metamorphose and Ritual. I'm gonna F6. This is probably ending with us dead in like a couple of spellcasts. Or not a couple, but more than a couple. Far more than a couple. Those are good ones. Ritual from hand. Strike Rich from exile. I wonder why they're playing Strike It with Rich. I get that it is like kind of a free storm count upper, but it doesn't... That's kind of all it is, you know? I guess you can Strike It Rich on turn 1 to make mana for a better combo later. They've got 2 cards in hand plus a Wish. They cast the Wish. They can cast a card from their sideboard now. Galvanic Relay? Past in Flames. And they've got the treasure token. Okay. I do enjoy Storm decks. I would like to play Storm decks more. The problem I have is that for whatever reason, and probably it's just that I'm bad at piloting them, I never find the right cards or the right combinations of things. So it's Anamorphose and Escape to the Wilds. Okay. Pop off. Another Impulse exiled. Okay. They have the Wish with Flashback in the graveyard, and they have the Gut Shot in their sideboard, so this is actually just us dead. Or the Grip Shot, rather, sorry. So yeah. GG. Do we just have to go speed? What's the best way to fight against this deck? No. I think, unironically, is to bring these in and cut damage cards. And I know that's weird. Like, I know that's weird. But this gives us the best chance of just having a fast hand, I think. Okay. This is turn 1 Jack-o'-lantern, turn 2 sack Jack-o'-lantern. Hope we draw another land. Probably not keeping that. This has more mana, but it also has a lot of Ironcrag feet. I think we go to 5. Ooh. Yes. That is the absolute fastest hand we could have. They literally cannot kill us turn 1, to my knowledge. So this is just insta-death for our opponent. If we get another ritual, actually. Never mind. We would need another ritual or another land. I forgot that this is a 4-mana card, not a 3-mana card. Yep. Go ahead, opponent. I want to see Medallion pass. Pass. One of your. Are they playing Rao? I think we did see Rao last game. Oh, it's a Archaeomancer. An Archaeomancer? An Archaeomancer? Oh, whoa. Are we just going for it? Rao Monsoon Mage. Ren's Resolve. That's them out of mana. Okay. Yeah. So that was, I guess, just setting up for an attempt at the combo next turn. But, opponent, bad news. Char Belcher. Any order. I love this. I love this. We're gonna run it back. They know what we're up to now, but I don't think they really play any hate pieces. Storm is mostly just focused on being the faster combo deck, which sometimes they are not, and we just showed them that. So, this is kind of a terrifying hand to keep. I am going to mulligan this looking for a faster hand. I am going to keep this and bottom 1 ritual, I think. And just hope to withdraw a spy. Mill's Wish. Okay. I think we Bolt self-hold you. If that does get us our fastest kill turn of turn 3. We do want our opponent to shock themselves, which it looks like they're not going to do. Oh, I would like to be able to remove that. Ooh, amazing. Thank you, Lightning Bolt. Haha. Please get that off of the field. Okay. Ruby Medallion, yeah, we can't kill that one. Play this. Bolt you, pass. Hope that you fetch shock, but you're probably not gonna do that. You're probably fetching a surveil here. Yep. Makes sense. Puts on top, okay. Haha. Although now they're not going to play a shock land, or a fetch land probably. Because remember, we want them at 12. Yeah, plays the mountain. Really? Rituals. Past in Flames. Okay. You've got a single Reckless Impulse. That didn't do much. It hit Medallion fetch. Like, you can Ritual Wish, but that doesn't do anything this turn. Or not much, anyway. I guess you could cast a 2-mana red spell from your sideboard. Nope, they're just gonna pass. Ooh, Boggart Trawler would be a good draw. It's not lethal, but it does put them off this foothills. I mean, I certainly don't think that they can get out from under it. I think we do it like this and pass. And if they play and crack that fetch, because they can... oh, I guess they can play that mountain. But if they play and crack the fetch, they just die instantly. Which is funny. Ruby Medallion, yep. They play the mountain instead. This does make sense. It's a 3-mana flashback. It's a 1-mana wish. I mean, we're okay with them drawing mana. We just don't want them to draw card draw. And if they draw card draw, they probably go off. But also, as long as they don't go off this turn, we crack the Informer. Ooh. As long as they don't go off this turn, we crack the Informer, hit them for 12, untap, shuffle some bolts into our deck? Question mark? Are they gonna grape shot the Undercity Informer? Yes, they are. That is hilarious, and I am okay with it. Opponent, I present to you the thing we are trying to do. Mill self. Whoosh. Creeping chills. I love this deck. I just like doing... I meant to say yes to it earlier, but it's okay. That was a less efficient click use than I would like, but that is fine. Okay. Opponent has no cards in hand and cannot cast anything. Oh, accept a card from their wish, I guess. Nice. Yeah. Alright, let's Memory's Journey ourselves. And we're just gonna do this with the Unearth, I guess. There's no reason not to. Use the Jack-o'-lantern to make green. Draw the Unearth. Cast the Unearth. Unearth the Thoracle. Win the match. There you have it. It is possible to win with this deck. 1-1. On to round 3. Alright, everyone. Welcome to our third round with this deck. We are on the draw. I'm gonna mulligan this. It's like a decent hand, but it didn't have a spy effect, which is always a little sus. I do like this, though. I am going to bottom the Ballast Rod Spy. I kind of like keeping Ritual, because it means we only need to draw one more land to go off, and Jack-o'-lantern can cycle itself. Opponent mulliganed to 5. Is this the Young Dog avatar? Yeah, I think it is. Cool. I was gonna try to get that at some point. Ooh, Devourer of Destiny. Ooh, is this, please tell me this is, Goyf, Cosmogoyf. It's just Eldrazi-tron. Sigh. That's a pretty good draw, actually. So they draw the card they put on top from the Chancellor. Sorry, the Devourer of Destiny. Probably it was an Urza land. We will untap. I would like to draw a land. I think that's best. Riftbolt's not bad. Because this is another opponent that doesn't hurt themselves for their mana base. So I think we just suspend this. Say go. Okay, so no Tron yet, which is good. The Oracle, that's not a great draw. I'm gonna run out the Jack-o'-lantern. I'm gonna crack the Jack-o'-lantern, no targets. Just because I'm worried about Karn coming down and shutting it off. And this way, if we draw a land this turn, we can just play it. If it's a red land, we can also bolt the opponent. Never mind, not a red land. K-Command X1. Looks like it. I do like that they are using their K-Commands here, because K-Command has a mode that targets for its draw mode. Right, target player scries X and then draws a card. And if we don't have any cards in our deck and they target us with that, even X0, we just die. Ooh, there's the Tron. Okay, this is probably Devourer coming down. Ooh, Thought-Knot Seer. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we've got quite the hand, opponent. Um, I guess now I don't mind drawing the second informer. That's totally fine. We had no way to make use of that Thoracle. We aren't playing a second Jack-o'-lantern, so like we don't even have. Okay, that's a little obnoxious because presumably that grabs Tormod script. Oh, Trinisphere. I'm okay with Trinisphere. Yeah. So Devour is going to come down pretty soon here, which means we do want one more mana. Pyretic Ritual doesn't make mana anymore because of Trinisphere, before trying to go off with the Informer. We are also hoping that they do not grab Tormod script. Torpor Orb is totally fine. Torpor Orb is totally fine. Yeah, they do have to pay 3 mana for it because of Trinisphere. So we've got another couple of turns before Karn takes down to grab another thing here. Yeah, that's fine. It's burn. Three mana Mind Stone. Plays a Wastes. So the last card in their hand is theirs, is this Devourer. Which it appears that they might be saving. Or attempting to save. Ugin. Okay, Ugin is a problem. But hilariously, we do have this Skullcrack. So untapped land just wins the game. Untap land off the top, insta wins. That might be our only chance to win the game, in fact. Please, deck, please. Let's go. Undercity Informer for 3 mana, but that's okay. It costs that anyway. Sack it. Yes, please. We actually don't care about your Torpor Orb. Unless specifically that last, like we just talked about, if that card in hand is... Oh, they can't even cast it. They would need 3 mana. They only have 2. So yeah. We got there. Eldrazi is a really bad matchup for us. You just saw a little bit of why with Karn being able to fetch cards that mess us up, including Torpor Orb. So we're just gonna bring in all the burn and like almost try to play a normal burn game, and just hope that they keep like a threat light hand and a hate heavy one. Okay. Okay. I will keep this. This is funny. And these Roiling Vortexes will kill us first if we don't, like, Skullcrack them, because we're going to bolt ourselves with the Pinnacle Monk. But this is a way to stack up some damage. Expedition map. So I'm expecting to be drawn here. Seems a reasonable expectation. Yep. Deck, that is not a good draw. We do not want to be drawing that. So So I just kind of hope that they don't have Ugin here. Ugin would cause some problems for us, but as long as we get to untap, we do start to get we do get to start locking them under the Roiling Vortex triggers. Or not the triggers, rather, but the activated ability to prevent them from gaining life. Vexing Bobble's totally fine. Lightning Bolt is actually really good. Opponent, what are we up to? Why are we sitting here waiting? What could you possibly have? Does K command? Where did they cast the K command? Exilus command. Yeah, exile target creature with mana value X or less. So they can't like K command the Roiling Vortex or something. But I don't know what they're waiting for. I am just gonna always yield to these. If they threaten to kill us, I guess we undo our auto yields, hopefully in time. Sax Vexing Bottle, that's totally okay. Even more mana. Ain't that terrifying. This is probably an Ugin. Oh, is this a really big K command? This might be a really big K command. Yeah. I am not going to let you burn us out, opponent. Now, if this finds a Ugin, then we're a little bit in trouble. And we are at a much lower life total than our opponent currently. So that's a little scary. But we did not just get burned for 9, so that is good news. 3 top is a little terrifying. That is a lot of mana our opponent has. They're going to start spending it. 7. Ooh, all is dust. Okay. Do we cast this on the tower? I think we do. Get that mana out of your opponent. We will put you down to 5 mana for the time being, which is still a lot. They decline. Really? They don't have a wastes? A little surprised at that. Okay, Flesh Raker. Oh, they didn't want to shuffle. I see. Because they wanted to draw their Flesh Raker. This makes sense. Bump. Okay, that's really not good for us. Probably losing this game. Lupin's Labyrinth. Yeah, no exile. To be expected. Alright. This is lethal. I don't even need to make them cast it. It's a lot of clicks. That was a lethal close Lex command. So, do we Belcher Juke? I think we Belcher Juke. I think because we're on the play this game, we're just going to try to go fast. That's an instant mulligan. This is a better hand, bottom the Creeping Chill. Lead on Blood-Soaked Insight as a land. They are mulliganing as well, which is good. We like to see that. This is obviously not an incredibly fast hand right now, but this can theoretically turn 3 Goblin Sharp Belcher. And I think if we get to do that, then I'm saving the bolts to punch a Karn, potentially. Expedition map. I'll have a spike you. Yes. Maybe because we have the Tri-Belcher in hand, we should just be saving these as removal for the Planeswalkers, but... Okay, never mind. We don't get to remove the Planeswalkers. Noted. So these are now useless cards. Ooh, that is not, though. Opponent. Belcher on the field. How do you feel? They cannot remove this. They literally don't have a thing in their deck that removes it. Their only way of stopping this is Karn. So we want either a ritual or a land. Yeah, that's fine. Those are both useless. Okay, that is technically what I asked for. I'll give the deck that. If they slam a Karn here, we're in trouble. Because then our Tri-Belcher doesn't work, and all of our 1-mana burn spells are turned off by Chalice. We sideboarded out our 3-mana burn spells. And we get there. They did not have Karn or land, one of the two. So, we're 2-1, on to game 4. Alright, everyone. Welcome to round 4 of our friendly Modern League. We are mulliganing with a very weird deck here. I like this hand, and I guess I bottom Bump in the Night. It is a weird thing. And we just lead on the Sagwin Morass. I'm probably not saying that correctly. Ooh, okay. Yeah. So, this is not a good matchup for us. Our opponent is playing the other Belcher deck in the format. And the other Belcher deck in the format is blue, and it is a lot better. So, this is more than a little terrifying. Opponent, we're going to bolt you. That's not a good draw. I maybe should have played the Sundering Eruption there and played out the Boggart Trawler because our opponent is not at 12. And drawing the Thoracle does make the win a little bit harder. Elijah Archaeologist, Flare of Denial, there's the Belcher. They choose Flare of Denial, so they have a free counterspell in hand. Alright, let's make them use it. Get this thing out of here. As expected. And we're just hoping that they don't have Belcher in hand? Never mind. Alright. That's a little unfortunate. I'm not gonna look at their deck. It's a stock list. Okay. Genuinely don't know what we change here, actually. I think we bring the Desperate Rituals over the Skullcrack just to be slightly faster. Because if we resolve a spy and mill them, the game is over. They don't have any way around that. Like that. Okay then. Opponent. Exiles Lotus Bloom. Exiles Lotus Bloom. We do have to do it like this because these do not make black mana. Okay. So they probably don't have a counter for the spy. But they could have Disrupting Shoal, which would make us sad. Or Strix Serenade. Okay, opponent. That was a little rude. Thundertrap Trainer. Flare of Denial. So you can see what I mean by a bad matchup. That doesn't do anything. Because of this flare, we are not going to get to resolve a spy. So we need them to like not have Belcher or War of Invention for a while we try to fight through their counter magic. Which is just highly unlikely. Looks like Belcher. Yep, GG. Kaboom. I do like Belcher. I think this is a cool deck. This is the second match I've played against it today. So, is it making a resurgence? I don't know. But we're 2-2, so let's go play round 5 and see if we can get ourselves a winning league. Alright everyone, welcome to our final match with this absolute pile of cards. I think I'm going to keep this and just hope to draw lands. And hope that our opponent is on the style of deck that would like to hurt themselves just a little bit. Okay, that's a fetch deck. That is a deck with fetch lands in it. I may not want to play any of those fetch lands because I did just bolt them. And they can tap them for any color because Leyline of the Guildpact.
I genuinely think this is a cool card design. Yes, yes, shock yourself. Yes, okay. So the reason that the shock self is significant, I'm gonna play this because this is damage, is because we want our opponent to be at 12. 12 is the number where our spy effects are lethal, essentially. So next turn it's tapped Fell the Profane and probably Skullcrack them. And then the turn after that, like if we have mana or ritual, we just get to spy, but if not, it's Undercity Informer. Ask them do they have an answer. Okay. That's not a good draw. We have been drawing Thassa's Oracle a lot this league. Lands, swamp. Is it not? It should be showing all of the... It should be showing all of the land types, but it's not. Like, it just doesn't have enough space. I don't have a way to stop this Rockabond. Skullcrack only hits players and planeswalkers. Ah, they exiled the Creeping Chill. Okay, I would like my opponent to take 1 more damage. They're probably not going to. Yep, that's a Territorial Kavu. Bonk. Okay. That is a Pinnacle Monk. If we pulled ourselves here, I don't think we're dead to like tribal things and such. Because we can gain 12 just out of basically nowhere. Or, sorry, gain 9 out of just basically nowhere. Hopefully they crack this for like a Triome or a Surveil land. They might. They might crack it for a shock and try to exile this guy without using the treasure. I would really like them to. It would be cool of them. Oh, they're just gonna bolt me. Okay. That's mildly terrifying. And there's a Leyline Binding. Yep. So we're gonna do this. Yes. That's the point. They did see a Creeping Chill, so presumably they know that we're trying to do this. So if we untap with our graveyard, which actually Territorial Kavu, come on, man. Okay, let's see if they know what to do with this. The correct answer is to exile Memory's Journey. If you exile Memory's Journey, we are just dead. Because we don't have a Lightning Bolt in hand. Also exiling Jack-o'-lantern. I forgot that Territorial Kavu could exile cards from graveyards. Even though I totally checked. Yeah. Sad face. Okay. I don't really know what Leyline decks, or what like domain decks play these days. I think we expect though that they are gonna bring in Graveyard Hate, which means we juke. Just for fun. And I think we're gonna juke the way that we've been juking a bit more in this video, which is this juke for speed. Is my mouse running out of battery again? So this does make it more difficult to win through like damage. I'm gonna mull. Do we keep this? I mean, so this is a turn 3 combo. I'm gonna mulligan it. just for fun. See what happens. I like this. This is cute. The guild pact to be expected. Now I am expecting that, like, they're gonna have leyline bindings and answers to Charbelcher. So I'm not actually expecting that Charbelcher stays on the battlefield if we slam it without the 3 mana. So we are trying to count to 7 here. We are not trying to just count to 4. Because I want to be able to slam Belcher and activate it all in one turn. Puts to the top, it's not amazing. We're kind of just hoping that they don't have, like, strong threats here. But that is Scion of Draco. That's a good one. That's a good one, that is. Ooh, that's a Balustrade Spy. I mean, I don't got much to lose. Opponent, I present. Combo. I actually don't need their graveyard open. Alright. If they have Grave Hate, we're dead. Because we need to untap to cast this Memories Journey. But if they don't... yeah, that's fine. Sad face. Yep. Alright. GG. Let's talk about this in the wrap-up. Alright, wrap-up time. So, we went 2 and 3 with this deck in a modern friendly league. The idea of friendly leagues is that it's less competitive than the normal league. The prizes are less lucrative, the cost is lower. Usually the opponents are friendlier, and we see like rogue decks more often, like I'm playing. Now, I will say about the 2-3, like, all of our losses were 0-2 and our wins were 2-1. So this is not a confident presentation of a 2-3. But, like, that's kind of fair. It's not a good deck. I built this deck because I thought it would be funny. Like, using Creeping Chill as a win condition in Burn is legitimately very strong. Best case scenario, this is 4 mana, 12 damage, which is absurd. Obviously, we have the 4-card Thassa's Oracle win condition because we are playing Oops. Like, why not just do the thing? And then Goblin Charbelcher is in here as a juke. It is... I mean, it is literally 3 decks in a trench coat. It is Dupes on spells, it is Rakdos Burn, it is Goblin Charbelcher. So this deck is trying to do a lot of things at once, and there are a ton of disadvantages that come with this. Obviously, like, we keep drawing dead cards. We have 8 spies and 4 cards that we just do not want to draw, and those come at inconvenient times. Rituals are not always helpful. Like, there's just not enough burn in the deck in a really weird way. And then there's just not enough mana in the deck for Charbelcher. So, like, each of these plans makes the other plans worse. But I built this deck and I wanted to show it off for 2 reasons. One, because Bolt Me, Bolt You is a really funny turn 1. And 2, because this is actually a really cheap deck. I don't think it is a good deck for grinding. I do not think this is a deck that you play if you're actually trying to gain, like,
play points or treasure chests. Um, I have played 4 leagues with this deck. It has been 3-2, 1-4, 1-4, 2-3. Uh, so like obviously very much a losing record. But this deck is under 10 tickets on Magic Online. So it is legitimately a very cheap deck, and you can just kind of pick it up and jam some games. I have had a lot of fun interacting with opponents playing with this deck because it is super weird. I had a player in one of my rounds, like turn one thought sees me, sit there for 2 minutes and then type in chat, "What am I looking at?" And then we had an amicable conversation for the next like 10 minutes while they beat me really hard. So it is. I think it is a cool deck. It is very 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 much a meme, but memes are cool sometimes. Um, and I think it's unique. Like I haven't seen anything else like this. So yeah, that's the video today. That is a little bit of fun with Rakdos Burn. Thank you very much for watching. If you're interested in an Oops All Spells deck that actually wins, I have posted a couple of 3-2 leagues with Legacy Oops All Spells. And I do plan to continue posting videos with other decks. Probably not this one, but other decks. Um, yeah, thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please like the video. And if you want to see more content, please do subscribe. I know that all YouTubers say that, but I like genuinely, it is super, super helpful when people do that because I am just starting out with this content. And so people liking and subscribing and people commenting, and people rewatching the video or sending it to their friends, like it's really really helpful to get that sort of leg up in the early days of a YouTube channel, a little bit of a boost in the algorithm. So if you have just a couple of seconds to do that, please do. If not, that's also okay. And hopefully I will see you in the next one. Good luck and have fun.